We are live on GTV at Germantown High School, W7 production. I'm Ed Rowie. With me, Coach Kavinsky will be alongside me in just a moment. The 2020 year has been like any other. I think we all are aware of that. As things are being moved and shuffled over here, we're behind the plexiglass. But the good news is we get to bring you Germantown girls basketball, and one constant has been this team at the top of the conference standings. The Warhawks coming off a 22-3 season. Most coaches would be quite happy about that. As Coach Stuvey told me, they want to climb that wall and get over that wall. This team will be led by 8 seniors and one of the best sophomores in the nation. But to get over that wall, they're going to have to figure something out to get to Green Bay. So Coach Rhonda Gavinsky, you were a head coach for Tosa West. You were able to hoist that ball as an assistant for DSHA. What is Germantown going to do different for the 2021 season? Or do you know?
Well, my opinion is they just have to rely and believe in themselves because they're very good. Arnold is definitely one of the best players in the state. Obviously, that's an understatement. They just got to, as you said, they have to get over the wall and believe that they can get over the wall. And go ahead, Ed.
In addition to KK Arnold, one of the best players in the state, the top sophomore in the state, I would think, without question.
Without a doubt.
They have one of the best shooting guards, forwards, slashers in the state, in Jalen Acker, the leading scorer from last year's team, second leading scorer behind KK. This is a team that is going to rely heavily on them, but they also have quite a few pieces coming back in Natalie Paulskill, in Paige Robinson, in Katie Pompu. What do those players bring that is going to change the outlook for Germantown this year?
Well, I would hope that they would come with a sense of urgency because there's nothing, it's over after this year, so you have to let everything on the floor happen. Play your role because the best 2 players are Acker and Arnold. And again, last year when we played here, Arnold did her job, but Acker lit us up with, I think, 5 or 6.
5 straight.
Yeah.
And she got called for traveling on one of them, and she's still mad about it.
Correct. And I mean, it took it from a really nice game to out of the we couldn't recover from that. So I just think that their seniors have to understand that it's the last year, and they have to do whatever it takes as a team to win.
That's our pregame. We're not going to give you too much more. We still have about 6.5 minutes before the anthem in our lineups. It's the first game of the 2020-2021 season. It's a lot of 20s in there. It's a lot going on. But we are excited. We're excited just to be bringing high school basketball again. We've got an experienced coach to my right. We've got an experienced coach coming up on my side here, and Coach Phillips of Tosa West. We're looking forward to a fun season. Coach Kavinsky's agreed to be a part of my right hand.
I have.
As any chance he can, he's going to be there. As Gary announced on the show, the kickoff show, we hope to bring you every single Germantown game. And only after that did you reach out and say, hey, I'm not coaching, let me join you. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. You and I got to know each other. You were at Tosa West. I was at Tosa West. We stayed in touch. We have many connections between us. You were at DS under Coach Warzella's staff and then Coach Hendrick's staff. I knew both of them very well. So this is going to be fun, just you and I talking shop.
Exactly. I mean, I'm very excited to be here. And I've been fortunate enough to have, when I was at DS, both staffs were very capable, very good staffs. And I would never change any of that time with those guys for anything.
Yeah, no doubt. And I was fortunate myself to be a part of different programs. I was under 4 head coaches in all my career, and you learn so much from each and every one and take little pieces. And even watching you, taking a few pieces from you and how much fun you had with the kids, You know, every coach wants to have fun, but you really had fun with them, especially in the summer when you were running camps and my kids are running around. And it was fun. And before we go any further, I think we have to reach out to the Germantown community and thank them. It starts with Sarah Nerdl, the athletic director here, she has been bending over backwards to help us out over here. As I said, we got the plexiglass. We're going to have our own. This came from actually Brian Beeman, who's a teacher here, who's a coach in the Tosa softball system. He brought it down for us. So, Sarah, thank you for helping us out with this and bringing it down. We will have our own eventually. Coach Stuve has granted us unlimited access, and he's aware of how this works. This is our third year of really being a part of the GMC. I did 9 games of Germantown's last year on my own, and as a coach, it's real easy to I don't want to put it in a negative light, but you get a little frustrated at times because you turn around and look, W7's there.
Right.
And this year, Germantown, the community was so gracious with our fundraising, and Matt understood that, and I think he understood. He took a different approach, and I think he understands we're not here to be that got you coach, and we're not here to pick apart the decisions that he makes and coaches make. We're here to promote the girls' programs and the girls' community. And GMC is our backbone. We're excited to do this. And Coach Stuve, we sat down for about half an hour the other day, and he could not have been more honest and open. And it was great just to sit and talk basketball with him and to sit and listen to him after watching him. It's, as we just talked about, you take so many different things. So to Coach Stuve, thank you so much.
I agree with that.
And to this community, the Germantown community, stay in touch. If you see something, notice something, stay in touch with Gary. Gary is fantastic about relaying all the messages. Something happened during the volleyball, and Sarah reached out to Gary. Gary and I spoke about it, and it was something so minor we didn't even realize it, and even Sarah didn't realize it, and it was brought to us by the community, and we all looked at each other and went, it was so simple. We can fix this, and we fixed it. And
which is awesome.
That's how it should be. They went through the proper chains of command. They reached out to Sarah. Sarah reached out to Gary. Please continue to do that. You are our backbone in addition to the GMC. So thank you. We've got about 2 minutes before we kick off. We'll come back with the anthem, with the starting lineup. We'll get more of Coach G's thoughts throughout this game. We look forward to this season. We look forward to everybody staying healthy. Stay home. Listen to him. You don't have to listen to me. Mute me if you can. But listen to this guy. And we hope you have a great time with us this year. We will be back on GTV, a W7 production. You're watching GTV. Dad, if I put my okay, then I'll keep it and I won't.
I am. Thank you. Yep.
And now let's meet the starting lineups for Wauwatosa West. A 5'5" freshman, number 4, a 5'9" senior, number 5, Germantown. A 5'7" senior, number 13, Taylor. A 5'8" sophomore, number 23, Wauwatosa. And a 6'1" senior, number 25, and now the starting lineup for your Germantown Bulldogs. A 5'9" sophomore, number 1, a 5'7" senior, number 13, Natalie Paulskill. A 5'7" junior, number 22, Emily Listener. A 5'8" senior, number 23, Katie Mamboon. And a 5'7" senior, number 24, Jalen Eckert.
All right, we're just about set. We had to get camera operators. We had to run around all over, make sure everything's good. I think we're set. We're set for some basketball finally.
Exactly. I mean, I'm glad we have basketball considering what's going on in the world right now.
Great outlet right now. So again, the starters for Tosa West. 4, Luna. 5, Runyon. 13, Tagliavia. Great name. 23, Golombowski, and 25, McCabe. And for Germantown, number 1, Arnold. 13, Paulskill. 22, the Whiz Kid, Emily Wisner. 23, Pompu. And 24, Jalen Acker. We are underway. No jump ball this year.
I see that.
McCabe, left wing. Good help side. Right away, Paulskill showing her defensive chops. Outlet. Arnold, up and under, 2-0, right out of the gates. Let's get the scoreboard up there for you. And there's the Germantown pressure. They're going to get a push. They're going to get Wisner, I think. Yep. Looked like McCabe had a clear basket, and right away, Natalie Paulskill, weak side help. She got big. Germantown, what they do so well, got outrun. Get the ball to Arnold. She finishes 2-0, just like that. And there's another one. Arnold to the hoop. Foul and good. Got to be nice when you have 2 top steals leader in the conference last year. 1 KK Arnold, 2 Jalen Acker. Not bad.
Nope. And their transition game is one of the best in the state.
And this was the bugaboo for KK last year. 68%, not bad. But that was something, there were times deflected out of bounds by Arnold, where the free throws, unless it was late in the game, because then she was pure money. 5-0 right out of the gate.
Quick start.
Oh, they had McCabe and they missed her. Arnold with another steal.
Nice.
Drops it off. 13, Paulskill. 7-0. Don't think this is how Tosa West wanted to start. Luna, the freshman, in the backcourt. Sophomore Golombowski throws it away. It's a young team, and this Tosa West team, I think, as you were saying before the game, we were talking about it. This is a team that by the end of the season is going to be a good force to reckon with. KK to the hoop and finishes.
Right, I agree. As I sit timeout.
I don't know that Anna Maria Luna has seen somebody like that.
No, not coming from 8th grade.
No. Talented kid.
Correct.
We've got a quick timeout already. 9-0 Germantown. Luna's a talented freshman, no question.
And
But she hasn't seen anybody this quick.
no. And you're right. She has great upside. I seen her play, like I told you earlier, from 5th grade on, and she had ability there. But it's a different story when you get to the high school level.
Yeah, you can still be an elite basketball player at your level, and this is that level. And she is starting as a freshman, her first high school game. However, there's another level, and KK Arnold is on that level.
Right. She hasn't seen anybody like Arnold before tonight.
So a quick 9-0 lead, and it's 9-0. And we've talked about KK, but the other player that's stepped up huge on defense already has been Natalie Paulskill.
Exactly. And like we were talking before, you need those players to be able to do that.
You lose 3 big-time seniors from a year ago. Deflected into Acker's hands, deflected out of bounds, or they're going to say is off Arnold. I like the unselfishness, though. Keep the unselfish thoughts as you try to make these plays.
Agreed. And with this, Tosa West has to be able to handle Germantown's full court press.
And nobody's going to do that this year.
No.
And there's Luna in the middle. McCabe, good
Nice.
job. Turn pass. Open 3. Knocked out of bounds. Should stay there. Yep. Wisner just couldn't corral it.
Well, the big thing, Tosa West not only has to be able to handle their full court pressure, but be under control when they get down the court. Because if you don't control the ball, Germantown's off to the races.
I'm going to call a Jalen Acker 3 right here.
Okay.
Unless Luna continues to. Oh, no. Other side 3. Natalie Paulskill. That is a sight for sore eyes for all of us in the Germantown community. Look at this pressure.
Yep.
We'd love to see him come out and hit that first shot. Paulskill all over the place. There's the Acker 3. Good offensive rebound. They're just tenacious. Pompu with the rebound. Ball stays alive. Emily Wisner from 3. Germantown just doing what Germantown does. Luna trying to do it by herself. Can't beat pressure by herself. Acker getting on the floor. Kept it alive. Arnold in the corner. They're going to sag. She's going to shoot it. Look at Paulskill. My goodness, she's everywhere. Natalie, 17-0 Germantown. Luna to the hoop.
Ooh.
Great defense, and they let it go. First 2 points of the season for Tosa West. They're a freshman, Anna Maria Luna. And substitution. First sub for West, another freshman. Number 12, Molly Frost. And you almost don't even have to say that they're freshmen. You see the maturity level when they come on, how much smaller they are.
There is truth to that.
Oh, pass picked off. Of course, it's Paulskill to the hoop. Oh, nice play by Luna. Good no call. I like that no call.
I agree with that.
Let them play. 15-10 left, first half, 17-2. 4 flat set here. Next time out, we'll have to talk about a possible podcast title that I've been privy to. Body call, Katie McCabe. I will say this is the longest Katie McCabe has played a basketball game without diving on the floor. That kid leaves it on the floor every single game. And her poor parents have to go through so many sets of knee pads. Lob inside, Paulskill, shot fake, up and under, finishes.
Wow.
Oh, and we've got a technical foul on Jalen Acker. That happened right in front of us, and it did not. I don't know that Janessa Runyon intended to do that to Jalen, but Jalen thought it was intentional and kind of slapped at her shoe, really. Not really, nothing, but Good job by Ken to jump on it right away, stop it, don't let it get out of hand.
Right.
Ken being the referee. When you have a guy to my right that's been doing this for 40 years, all these referees, and I thought I knew them real well. They come up to me and they say hi. They come up to him and they're sharing stories, war stories.
Well, yep. Well, that's only because of the longevity in the game.
Well, you got to be good at it too, right?
I agree with that. I don't think you stay long if you're not.
Tagliavia, her second one, rattles out. It's a lonely place when you're standing at the free throw line. Last year, 71% shooter.
Ooh.
So that's, but it's a different animal when you're shooting those and everybody in the gym's looking at you and you go up there and you're saying to yourself in your head, everybody's looking at me right now.
Well, exactly.
It's a little different when you got everybody else out there. It's 19-2. Get that change on the scoreboard. 3 on the way by Tagliavia, off the mark. McCabe, rebound. She spins the other way. She's got a layup. 3 on the way. Little rushed.
Anna Murray.
Luna rushed it a little bit. That's okay. Get it out of your system now. 14:37 left. 19-2.
Well, the big thing as a freshman, you got to get used to playing at the speed
Yep.
that the varsity plays, and it's a whole complete different level.
And you think you're used to it because you've done it at practice, but you don't understand. You're going against your teammates, but it doesn't have that same speed and intensity when it's your teammates.
Absolutely.
They knock you down, they pick you up. They
Right.
knock you down here, get used to it, buddy. Pass deflected. Nice play by Tagliavia. Taylor, nicely done. Deflects it off the knee of Pompu. So Tosa West will take over. 14-20 first half. Vivica Murray, hello. One of our top fans. The Legends mom. Thank you so much for checking in.
Should be on Acker.
That's 2 on Acker.
Yep.
Something Coach Stuve and I talked about. As I said, I did 9 games of theirs last year, and I said, is it a flow? Is it something you hold yourself to when someone picks up their second, their third? He says it's a flow. It's a trust in who the player is, because KK was in foul trouble a lot last year.
Right,
and I really felt like she had to learn to play with 2 and 3. Nice play defensively. Pompu, Arnold to the hoop. Arnold gets the point, but that was Katie Pompu with the steal.
Going to Acker, she plays hard all the time.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Katie McCabe ended up on the floor. Thank you, Katie. I'm so proud of you. Okay, come on.
No. I'm just saying, Acker plays so hard and so physical, sometimes it's hard to turn that off.
Yes.
And control that.
But they got to learn.
Correct.
And you got to learn early on. That's something I always felt like everybody's so focused on win, 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 but you got to learn what's around you and your surroundings of a game and how to play with 2 fouls, 3 fouls. Late in the game, you've got 4. You've got to learn that stuff.
Well, exactly. And as you play in bigger games and bigger teams, she can't afford to be sitting on the sideline.
Right. That double team on Luna. Nice job by her, but picked off. Arnold to the hoop and finish. Timeout West. We're going to take it with them. You're watching GTV.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Germantown girls basketball. I'm Emily Wisner. And I'm Natalie McNeil. And W7 is for the girls.
We're back on GTV. 13:39 left, first half. 23-2 Germantown. Again, a young backcourt for Tosa West. It will be better the second time these two teams play, but right now they're not used to this speed. Another turnover. Arnold, 3 on the way. Got it.
Telling you, if she does that, that's going to increase her game so much.
As if it's needed much.
Right, exactly.
Tosa West pass up ahead, but deflected. Pompu deflected, but it stays there. Tosa West look inside.
That's a nice
Leah
pass.
Hess picks up the foul. Hess, one of the seniors who got a lot of experience last year. Not major minutes experience, but she got to practice every day against some of the best in the area with her teammates. Got to play quite a bit. And now she's being counted on to give major minutes. And if you're looking for that 6'6" player for Germantown, I asked Coach Stuve, they have yet to move into the area. Arnold, another steal. Arnold, another layup.
She's showing she's very good.
She's definitely, yes. To the hoop, Luna left it short. That's where that speed again. Number 11, if you're looking, if that looks like Natalie McNeil, it should. That's her younger sister.
As I was telling Coach
Gretchen,
before the game,
pass
that
up ahead.
our 2 games that she played against us last year against DS, she was by far one of the best freshmen.
I don't think
in
that
the
was a
JV
travel.
league. I
Tough
don't
call.
either.
She has the same jumper as Nat. I mean, that is a spitting image.
Right. And if she has her sister's killer instinct, because her sister hated to lose.
Oh, yeah. 12:35 left, first half, 28-2. Luna's tied up. Hess deflects it. Out to Frost. 5 is Runyon. Correction, that's number 3, Janessa Keenan. 2 Janessas on the team. It's a unique name, and you got 2 on the same team.
Exactly.
Hess,
Oh,
great,
nice
unselfish pass. Paul's kill finishes, 30-2. That was about 6 or 7 seconds, and thank you to the referees. Let them play. McNeil deflected out of bounds.
Well, exactly.
What are you going to gain by a 5-second call in a 32 game?
Nothing.
I like when referees understand, and it sounds so like no kidding. I like when they understand the game. It's not always the case.
Right.
It really isn't.
As a coach, you always want the refs not to be the game.
Oh, no. You don't want to even know they're there.
That's the key. If they come off the game's over with, and you go, God, who officiated the game? That's what you want.
Acker was so anxious to get back out there. She basically ran out there without being waved in. And a senior had to be asked to come back to the table. How awesome is that?
That is awesome.
Todd Hansford, hello. How are you, Appleton East? And your community, we look forward to watching you this weekend at Brook Central. Thanks for checking in. 30-2, 11:45 left, first half. Trying to get it inside. That was Elise Wendler, yet another freshman. She forced that pass. Got to understand it wasn't there. Good job staying tall, Mariana Golombowski. There's Elise splitting the double team. Gee, 2 of these players are in West are my neighbors.
Oh,
so
that
weird to
is-
watch.
That is awesome.
And a follow-up, put back. Jordan Morrissey with the basket. So Morrissey with the offensive putback, and that is the one thing that Germantown is going to have an issue with. That is a tall player corralling a rebound and putting it back up. Here again, even right there, a simple rebound. West nearly came away with it. It's a size thing. You can't force, you can't make somebody taller.
Correct.
But in talking, like I said, I did ask Coach Stuve, anybody's move into the area 6'6"? He said, no, they haven't. But he said, we work on boxing out, and he said, we're going to get a great test right away because Tosa West, Coach Katz, they are the best team in boxing out in the conference. And I agree with him. We mentioned it a couple times last year doing West games. McNeil jumper rattles around, off. Good, strong rebound. Golombowski pitched ahead.
Well, this is your typical classic of a team with length versus a team of quickness.
Sure.
And as you said earlier, Tosa West is going to become a better team because of this game.
Acker fouled. Janessa Keenan. Yeah, as a coach, you don't want to start playing against, the defending conference champs, but at the same time, you're going to get better that much quicker because you have to get that much better just to compete for tonight's game.
Right. And you'll be able to see what you got to work on. And it's early. It's the first game of the season.
Jalen Acker, free throw short. 69% on the season last year. That's the kid that's, I mean, KK Arnold, she shot 136 free throws. She gets to the hoop. You got to finish them.
Right.
Acker misses them both. West rebound, 30-4, 10:35 left, first half. Pass middle. Good job breaking the pressure. Runyon couldn't get it to roll down.
Tosa West can do that. They have a chance, you know, they can at least break the press.
Maddie Montgomery crosses the center line. Jalen Acker might have worked on her jumper. I think that was an 18-footer inside the three-point line, and she buried it, just easily walked into it.
Right. And the worst player to play is a person that can get to the rack and a person that can hit the outside shot. And it seems
Deflected.
that
Acker
she can do
comes
both.
away with it, pitches ahead. Great pass to Arnold for two. We're going to have to get out, as Ted Davis calls it, the abacus with this score going. And I think KK has got, oh boy, don't look it up yet. Another deflection.
20 of their 14, Coach.
20 of their 34.
20 of their 34, sorry. I did the subtraction
That's
in my
okay.
head.
Oh, don't. No, the hop is okay. See, it's the same referee that's made that call. That is okay. A rhythm hop is allowed. Called it on Gretchen McNeil before and called it right there on number 14, Paige Robinson. Oh, well. That's okay. 34-4, 9:37 left, first half. We're still talking basketball.
That's what counts.
It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We are excited to be doing basketball. We are excited for Thanksgiving because who doesn't love to sit around and watch sports and eat? We get to do that.
Exactly.
And then this weekend, we are excited to bring you the BC shootout. We'll talk about that more later at halftime. Inside look.
That was
Good
nice.
inside-out basketball. They deserve that. The basketball gods deserve to give them that. Tagliavia, because there was great inside-out basketball and ball movement in itself. Runner, no good. Arnold comes away with the rebound. Looking to give it up. Shot fake. It's the same referee. I'm not going to pick on him. Whiz kid, you keep that shot fake. You're fine.
Exactly.
That's okay. We said we weren't going to pick on refs, and here we are picking on them. The unfortunate part about that JV game running late, I'm starving. And I get to this point every year, and I talk about it every year. The people that have heard me for the last 3 years have to be like, shut up.
Or bring a snack.
Yeah, well, there's that too. 8:58, 34-7 our score.
Well,
Inaugural kickoff. Sorry, G.
No, that's fine. As you were saying, Coach, I mean, the kids should, every game they play this year, they should be happy because the alternative is there would have been no game. So
Lob inside. Nice high-low game. And they're going to get a travel. Janessa Runyon. Couldn't tell if she took that little hop step as she planted. Good high-low, and I think that's what teams are going to do to Germantown and dare them to take away the outside shot. It's going to be It's going to be tough.
Correct. Because I don't think
Paul's kill no good. Whiz kid cleans up and finishes. Emily Wisner for two. 36-7, 8.5 left, first half. Splitting the double team, and now a foul called. I think they're going to get Paul's kill. Nope. They're going to call it on Pompu.
for a second.
Checking in for West, number 20, Annie Klyer. 5'8" senior. And in the bonus, 8.5 left, first half.
So these are big free throws.
Free throw off. Arnold comes away with it.
As a coach, I always said if you have a bonus and you don't hit the front end of it, it's like a turnover.
Acker coming off the screen, no good. Arnold, she's just the quickest player on the court, and she just wanted the ball, came away with it, and finishes. Wow. Gee, we get to do this all year and watch this. This
I know.
is a fun team. And there's another steal. Arnold, she's looking, you could tell she was looking to pass that out. Jay just can't find it right now. It looked like Paul's kill rushed it a little. Good job by McCabe. You battle underneath. And if you can't find somebody to throw it at, throw it to the opposite end. That's a great job by Katie McCabe.
It was.
She was falling. Instead of throwing it underneath, you never throw it to the opponent's hoop. Throw it to the other end. She did a great job. They didn't come away with the ball, but it was a great play by Katie.
Right. Your teammate has a chance to get that, except Germantown is awfully quick.
7:45 left first half. Cameron Gray, we agree. This team is amazing. She's just too quick, and she's gotten quicker, which I didn't think she could
That's not a good thing.
for the rest of the conference.
Exactly. Thank you, sir.
For our GTV viewers, they're okay with it.
Correct. How can you not be happy?
Free throw rolls off. And this was a bugaboo of this team's last year. 51%.
As a team?
Well, no. There's another one. 78, 68, 69, 46, 50, 43, 65, 64. It's not horrible, but you got to get to 70. The hoop's not moving.
Right. And again, I said it earlier. You miss 2 free throws, it's a turnover.
It is. It's an empty possession.
I mean, it's
an empty possession.
And Germantown's too good of a team to miss 2 free throws in a row.
Little scrum down there. Coach Katz in our way, so we couldn't really pick it up. 7:28 left first half. Coach Katz in his 4th year at Tosa West. His teams always play hard.
Correct.
Doesn't matter what he's got. 3 on the way. He will battle you. Rolls off. It's been a reoccurring theme for Tosa West the last couple years. They play hard. They play good defense. They rebound real well. They play strong defense, as I said, but it just doesn't create enough offense. And that's what you need that defense to do. What Germantown does so well, turn the defense to offense. Tosa West just doesn't able to do that. And I think that's where they're counting on these freshmen as they get older and get into the season to provide that, because they do bring a little different element.
Agreed. And
sweep, finish. Natalie Paul's kill.
As I was telling you before, Anna Marie is going to be a really good player, Luna. I mean, she's a really good athlete.
And you can see it. But her eyes are the size of saucers right now with this team that she's going against.
Correct.
Katie McCabe wants this rebound and does come away with it and finishes. She just wanted that one. Ripped it out of the hands. 40-9.
And she went and got it. She just didn't stay there.
Sweep, drive to the hoop, and finish. Too easy. Whiz Kid will take it.
Well, that's Germantown's offense.
Luna to McCabe. Yep. Yes, it is. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, if you leave your feet, they're schooled enough to go right by you. So you got to close out on them under control.
Paul's kill. Drops it off. That was Karina Murphy that dropped it off to Acker, who finishes 44-9.
That was Acker's first 2 points of the game, and considering how good of a
pass
player she is.
And finish, Acker.
Yep.
And you know how that goes. You finish inside, it opens up the outside.
You just believe. You start to believe.
Luna crossing up KK. If nothing else, you rewind it and watch that one.
Right.
46-9, 5:39 left.
And I think this is a tough game for Tosa West because of the off season. You know, there wasn't much basketball played during the summer, and unless you're playing on an AAU team.
And even at that.
Correct.
Even with practices, you don't know who's there day in and day out. All of a sudden, somebody's going to be gone for 10 days, 2 weeks, and you don't know, and then you have to recover.
Right.
Teams this year are going to have to play their depth, whether they want to or not. You have to play your depth, and you have to develop that depth.
Correct. Which will help you in the long run, especially if you have a younger team. And again, it'll be interesting to see this season how many teams are as quick as.
Who hit those 2 free throws? Want to give them their credit.
Number 5.
Number 5 at Tosa West, Janessa Runyon.
Yeah. Good job, Coach.
46-11, and it's we're going to keep stepping on each other's toes
That's
until
okay.
we get into each other.
Correct.
We're going to, and we'll get better with this, folks. We promise. But Germantown, this is a team that played together last year. 8 seniors returning. Tulsa West is relying on 3 freshmen right now.
Correct.
Now, they're not all playing at the same time, but that's tough. To say, here you go, and oh, by the way, you're playing the best team in the conference, and oh, but well, don't walk in anything again, Katie. I promised I wouldn't talk about you walking into our stuff, so I won't mention how you did that pregame. I promise I won't. Katie McCabe walked into our equipment.
I think she wants to be part of our group.
She
Coach.
might. I mean, she might. Maybe that's in her future. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
Surprised that was a quick tie up there. Germantown ball, 5:12 left, first half. 30-second timeout. Coach Stuve, we'll take it with him. You're watching GTV. Back live on GTV, 46-11 that is not a typo. I haven't been adding or giving extra points. Germantown's pressure has really caused havoc for this young Tulsa West team.
Oh, step.
Trying to get Jay a 3. And when the screener, and when you set that double screen, you know who's open, Coach, every time. The screener is always open, and sure enough.
And she was. If she would have opened up to the basket, you had to lay.
Correct. Screener's always open. If you're out there watching this and you're a young player, set a great screen because you're always going to be open. Backdoor cut. Acker got fouled and didn't get the call. And now we're going to have stepping out of bounds. Battle for the ball. Janessa Keenan. She spun and stepped out of bounds. Line change. Germantown full-fledged. And again, as we talked about, everybody's got to play their bench. Play them all.
And Coach Stuve's very good at that. The 3 years he's been in a conference, he gets a lot of people playing in the game for him.
Sure does. He does.
Which I think is really good for the kids because then you want to show up and play all the time.
And the other side of that is you start playing more, you're going to get more confident on the floor. You can be confident in practice. There are 1,000 Saturday morning All-Stars.
Right.
It's those Friday Night Lights players that you need.
How true that statement is. Ooh.
Ooh. Brought that elbow up. Keep it down. Don't want any. Good pass inside. Good, strong body position there. Morrissey, really good job coming to get the ball. .435 left, first half. Looking high-low, nothing there. But Germantown pressure D, not making it easy for Tulsa West even to get a look. Ball deflected. Opposite side, 3 on the way, no good. Robinson comes away with the rebound. Step back 3, left it short. Had the right reach, he just left it short.
Exactly.
If the defender sags and you have a wide open shot, go ahead, Paige Robinson, and shoot it. She just rushed it.
Well, exactly, especially in Stuvie's offense. He wants them to shoot.
Be confident. And every team has shooters, mind you. Every team has shooters. Not every team has makers.
Well, there you go. That is true. And again, Germantown's got to be one of the better teams
Good
in
pass.
the state.
Tagliavia 3, no good. Smallest player on the floor coming away with it. Maddie Montgomery. Shot, no good. 15-footer, high off the glass and good. Maddie Montgomery, she earned those 2. It was her possession. 48-11.
Looks like Tulsa West is running out of little gas right now.
Great defensive possession right there by Gretchen McNeil. Refused to let Tulsa West get by. That was Elise Wendler, the freshman. Refused to let him by. What I do like about in what Tulsa West immediately has changed as this game started, they're moving the ball better.
Agreed.
That's how you beat pressure. You can't beat it with one person. KK might be able to, but that's rare. 6 different hands touched this ball before it got to you, G.
You're welcome.
Katie Pompu, if you heard that, thank you. That was Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
That's your second rebound of the day, Coach. Make sure you mark it.
I could be leading the conference.
You're third in the team.
Ooh.
To the hoop. Left hand finish. Emily Wisner. I think that was Wisner, wasn't it? 22?
I thought it was 23.
Was. We'll give it to her. You are correct, because Wisner's not even on the floor. So you come over here, you thank us, and then she says thank you and finishes against Tulsa West.
Exactly.
Montgomery not there. Haas jumper, no good. Runyon comes in. Nope, that's Keenan that came away with that one. Again, 2 Janessas. Kick it up ahead. Good spin move. Wendler. This is a different speed for these freshmen, and you can just see their eyes.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what it is. It's a different speed.
50-11. Well, here's this. Okay, it's a 39-point game in the first half. And this is something that Germantown ran into last year. They are playing their bottom 5 of their bench-ish. Not quite their bottom 5, but their next, 7 through 12. And they're still pressuring.
Right.
Is that okay? Because those players have to get this too.
I would say yes.
It's early. It's the first game.
Correct.
Free throw, no good.
And it's not fair to them because they come to practice every day just like the starters do. And I remember, I can't think of the football coach that was at Notre Dame, Lou Holtz. And a coach came up to me after the game and said, hey, you beat me 63-0. Why didn't you slow the game down? And his statement was, that's not my job. My kids work all their butts off, and now they get a chance to play it. I'm supposed to say, play it at a different gear.
Yeah. Frost comes away with the rebound. West pitching it ahead. Under 2 minutes now, 50-11. It's a fine line, and it's hard.
Correct.
Good steal. Can she maintain possession? She does. Good job by 22, Morrissey. She's really stepped up. Collision midcourt. Going to get a foul. Looks to be on Leah Hess.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
Her third.
So, yeah, there's that fine line. They practice every day. They've got to do this in a game. Again, it can't just be in practice. So there is that fine line, and it is, I mean, we're talking the first half of the first game.
Correct.
Nobody anticipated this. I don't think Coach Stuve anticipated this.
I would agree with that statement. I know I can tell you I didn't think it would be this.
But as we continue to talk about it, Tulsa West is going to be a much better team the next time we see them.
Correct, and you said the advantage to Germantown was they have the 8 seniors.
Yep. And they came ready. Coach Stuve said they were ready. He said that the JVers from last year were not ready, and he knew that. Frost came away with the offensive rebound. Now we got a tie-up. I love the way Coach Kat's teams always play so hard. Doesn't matter the score. It's 50-11. They're still getting on the floor.
Agreed, and that's exactly what I was thinking. They're not quitting.
They don't know it's 50-11.
Right.
Unless they look up because they're still playing hard.
Right.
And that's how it's got to be. You got to keep every possession is still the next possession to get better.
That's the only way you get better.
McNeil, the trailer, I thought she was letting it fly. I always like that trailer on the inbound. You're always left alone. Everybody's sagging off of it. McNeil cut off. Good pass. Back door. Little long. Luna comes away with it. Pitch it up ahead. Runyon lost it. Getting on the floor. We got bodies everywhere. And, of course, Katie McCabe's on the floor. Thank you, Katie. You would have it no other way. We've got a timeout, Tulsa West. It was between Katie's legs. She kind of laid on it. And they're going to give Tulsa West a timeout with 1:11 left. We'll take it with them. You are watching GTV.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Germantown girls basketball. I'm Emily Wisner. And I'm Natalie McNeil. And W7 is for the girls.
back live on GTV. Our score, Germantown 50, Tosa West 11. We did not anticipate this. I don't think either team anticipated this, but at the same time, Germantown 22-3, 8 seniors. But their starting 5 have been sitting quite a bit.
Correct.
So it's a credit to their depth, and I think it's attributed a lot to the youth of Tosa West. They have some seniors out there, but they have to get used to playing together. And once that happens, they'll become better. Luna to the hoop
Nice
and drawing
take.
the foul.
Well, and you're right, Coach. I mean, that's what it is.
1:03 left. Luna to the line. Now this is somebody you got to see quite a bit.
Yeah, I did. I liked her in grade school, but again, going from 8th grade to the varsity, that's a leap. People don't realize how big of a jump that is for a kid.
I think people also forget, even with the AAU teams, they're all age appropriate.
Correct.
You don't have a freshman playing seniors. We've got some of these girls out here, 13, just turned 14, and they're going against somebody that's 18, might have turned 19 already.
Correct.
It is astounding when you think of it in those terms. Morrissey jumper, no good. Rebound, Frost. Pitching ahead, McCabe. Good pass. Luna couldn't finish. Morrissey just wreaking havoc out there. Pitching it ahead. Karina Murphy, no. Kick out. Ooh, sloppy underhand, but she gets it back. Robinson, 3, got it. Paige Robinson. I didn't like the little shuffle pass, but if you get it back and you drain a 3, I think you'll overlook that. 53-11, 15 seconds left. Steal, McNeil. Said that a few times in the past. Deflected out of bounds. Nice job by Luna. So Gretchen McNeil, you coached against her last year as a JV coach at DS. You said she really
I thought
was an issue last year for you.
right. Her 2 games against us, I thought she was the best player that we played against in the conference.
She's showing something tonight, getting good minutes.
Right.
Nice little floater, Paige Robinson. You knock down a 3 and then you come out with a floater. 55-11. That'll end the half. Our score, Germantown 55, Tosa West 11. You're watching GT. Welcome back live on GTV, a W7 Productions event. After that first half, 55-11 is not a typo. With Coach Ron Gavinsky, I am Ed Rowie. Coach, we talked about it off the air. We did not expect this. We've talked about it on the air. We did not expect this. I think when we're driving home, we didn't expect this. This is a credit to Germantown, the program that they built up, these players stepping in, knowing what they are, who they are, and taking advantage of it right away. And Tosa West, just not – this is going to be a good team. We keep talking about this is going to be a team that surprises somebody at some point.
Correct.
It's got to mesh first.
Correct. And as long as they keep their head up and understand that they learned something from this game, it will help them. They could decide who wins this conference
By an upset later in the season.
by an upset
Absolutely.
later. And Germantown is just Germantown. I mean, they just get after you.
22 first half points by KK Arnold. And that's just a small of what that first half was, because the player I'm most impressed with taking that next leap, I mean, other than KK, who seems like she could score at will, I felt she could have done that last year, but she just seems quicker now, is Natalie Paulskill. Looks like she took her game to the next level. And she looks like a totally different player, someone who's playing with confidence. I mean, above and beyond what she's ever played with. She just looks comfortable in who she is as a player.
And she had 13 in the first half. I mean, if you can have, I've said as a coach, it's easy to shut down one player. They have two players for sure. If they get you can shut down two players, but when you get a third player that can score, it's tough for a team to defend that team.
Career high for Natalie Paulskill is 14. She's at 13. First game senior year.
Holy cow.
Good for her. Good for Germantown. As you see on our screen, just before we come back to live basketball again, this weekend, Friday and Saturday, we've got 17 games for you. We've kept this up all half. We are excited for the amount of games, 17, the amount of talent, 30. This is a fun weekend for us. Gary and I go home exhausted on Sunday, but I tell you what, the talent and the games we see are just so much fun.
Right. The Brook Central tournament is a really, really, if it's not the best tournament, it's definitely one of the top 2 or 3 in the state. And it helps teams figure out where they really stand and what they need to work on. And there are some really good teams.
Back to start second half, Tosa West ball. Thank you again so much for joining us. Thank you so much to the Germantown community for their help getting us set for tonight. Katie McCabe on the floor. Atta girl, Katie. Tie up, go the other way with it. That's what Germantown's so good at, is tying you up. They disrupt your offense, but they're going to tie you up too.
Right. I don't know if you saw, when they got into the low post, they sent 3 girls to the post.
3 on the way.
22.
The Whiz Kid. 58-11. Again, there's a deflection. You can't turn it off if you're Germantown. Collision, bodies going down. Career high. Natalie Paulskill is points 14 and 15 drop through. Wow. I don't know what else to say.
I don't either. I mean, if she can continue to play that way, and just be a player that's another scorer for them, it's going to make Germantown even tougher.
Travel. Great defense. They're going to call a foul, but yeah, it's a travel. Travel's the call. The refs are discussing it. Should be the travel, but this might be a 60-11 call, and Germantown losing possession. They are going to give the travel. All right, they made the correct call.
They did.
But if they would have given Tosa West the ball, I would have been fine with that too, because it is 60-11, and we understand how this is.
Correct. And the it seems like the officials do too.
Guys that we've seen numerous times over the years. I know I've seen them many, many, many games. I can imagine. We won't talk about your experience.
Correct.
Acker rebound putback. something that Germantown doesn't do a lot of, and that's offensive rebounds. So that's got to be a pleasant surprise on that possession. You want more of that if you are Coach Stuvey in Germantown. Hacker free throw.
That's McCabe's third for Tosa.
Think you got to leave her out there.
I agreed.
It's a 50-point game. I don't know. Let her play with it. Learn how to play with it. Something we talked about earlier.
Exactly. You said it.
Great time for it.
Exactly. Because they're going to need her, the rest of the season.
So turned over the ball handling duties. Took it off Luna with KK on her, and they've given it to Golombowski, the sophomore. Again, it's a youthful backcourt. They have the size in the front court, but the backcourt's so young, and to come out and have to play this pressure. Whew.
Well, and Arnold's covering Luna,
Yeah.
which makes it Arnold can pick her pocket if she wants to.
And that's nothing, absolutely nothing against Anna Maria.
Correct. I mean, she does it to everybody.
Under 16 now. 3 on the way. Tagliavia off.
Oh, nice
McCabe,
job, McCabe.
offensive rebound. Put back. No good. Paul's kill.
McCabe on the ground again.
That's my girl. Atta girl, Katie.
Coaches love kids that get on the floor.
Because you can't teach that.
No.
You cannot teach someone to get on the floor. You go through all the drills, and you watch them dive for a ball, and it's almost comical.
Correct.
Good execution, just unable to finish.
Nice.
Reverse, no good. McCabe, refusing to be denied, is going to go shoot 2.
13.
Going to give that one to Paul's kill. Going to the line, Katie McCabe, the senior. 37% last year from the line.
Ooh.
She was 5th in the conference in rebounds. See if she worked. There's that first one dropping in. I can tell you, Dad put in a brand new, beautiful backboard and post. I mean, that rim is tight.
Oh, that was nice that her father did that for her.
She and her sister out there often, and her younger sister. She's one of 5.
Ooh, is she the eldest?
She is the eldest.
Ooh, that's
I don't know that
good.
the rest are going to have the size that Katie has. Nonetheless, 62-13 our score. Couldn't see. Looked like Mariana got a clear shot at the ball, but foul called. Sending Paul's kill to the line. Every point after for the rest of the night is a career high for Natalie.
And that's really a really good thing for her to beat her best.
She was our W7 player of the game last year at one point, and she's so humble. She sat down and did nothing but talk about her teammates, and she was coming off the bench that last year as, she was in the rotation, but she knew, I don't want to say where her bread was buttered, but she could not stop talking about her teammates. And you just love those type of kids.
Well, exactly. And then my question when you said that to me, my question that runs through my head is, how much does Coach Stuvey have to do with that?
It's a great question. I'm going to assume quite a bit.
I would agree.
They did give that foul to Katie McCabe. That's her 4th. She's going to have to sit. So Jordan Morrissey, who gave big minutes in that first half, really played well.
Yep.
She gets some run. 63-13. There will be a running clock if this deficit continues. They're going to get an offensive call. That's going to go on Paul's kill, I think. Nope, they're going to call it on, I think, 23, Pompu.
That's what I got.
It is. That's her 3rd. And we're only 3 minutes into the second half, so you can't sit your starters. They have to play too. It's the first game of the year, and as we talked about this weekend, they've got some tough games.
Yes, they do. Kettle Moraine.
Paul's kill, 2 more. They get KM and Waukesha West. Correction, Pius.
Yeah. And,
Luna breaks a double team and lost the ball. Ends up in Morrissey's hands. She's going to shoot 2.
And they're playing, Germantown's playing 2. Germantown, good programs. McGuanago and Pius are traditionally good programs and well coached.
Let's bring that up as we have a timeout on the floor. We'll stay here. 14:34, 65-13. Our score. There is our weekend schedule. 2 games Friday, or I'm sorry, if you notice they are 2 different games. Well, how can they do this? They got 2 gyms at BC. They've got their brand new, and they've got their old auxiliary gym now, the former main gym.
Correct.
Gary will take the main gym on Friday. I do believe, let me check the matchups. He will. So he will have Arrowhead Pius to kick it off. And in the Aux gym, the old main gym, I will kick it off with Oak Creek and South Milwaukee. A little border battle. That should be a fun one.
Yeah, and South Milwaukee had a really good year last year.
And Oak Creek, so well coached. Not going to find many better than him in this state. Let's give credit. Of course, we don't know what's out there because you go up to those smaller towns. You don't know. But from what we see.
From this area.
Absolutely.
Steve's a good job. Yes.
Does a great job. So that's our Friday kickoffs. And then we're going to come back right away on Saturday where I'll be in the main gym. And I'm going to kick it off into the Berlin, Eisenhower, and Arrowhead. And Gary will be in the Aux gym, South Milwaukee, and Hale. So that's what our weekend looks like. We are anxious to be there. It is the Brookfield Central Thanksgiving shootout. 17 games. We're bringing them all to you. It is a long couple days, but it is, talk about kicking off a season. Morrissey's free throw rolls off. 14% free throw shooter last year.
Well, and that's
why.
why.
Got the line 21 times. Second one rolls off. Good arcing shot. They'll fall. Keep shooting them, Jordan.
That's a nice pass.
KK finishing. It's just a well-oiled machine. These players all played major varsity minutes last year against the state's top competition. They were all on the floor against West Bend at the end. Good weak side help right there. Paul's kill. Acker, a little floating pass. Good spin, left hand, rattles in and down. Katie Pompu. And we're under 14 minutes. Miley Frost crossing the timeline. Another freshman. And they don't show their abilities right now, these young ones, because they're going against the area's best. But trust us, folks, they're good. We've seen them.
Right.
This is their first game. And they're getting, they don't know what hit them yet. They're going to go to bed and wake up and go, oh, my God, what happened? Good selfish pass. Acker's going back to the line. And I promise you, they came into this game, they stepped on the floor, they knew they had those butterflies in their stomach, but they thought, man, I'm going to bury that shot, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's not that simple. This is a really talented Germantown team who, if you saw our pregame, has one goal, and that's to get to get to Green Bay. And that gold ball is sitting out there, and it's been so close, but so far, you could make a case 2 years ago that was a Bayport team that was cruising on all cylinders, a really good team. Last year, there's a lot of people that think that Germantown was the better team, just ran into a buzzsaw in West Bend West. Baker just took over. She's a force. Something to keep an eye on is Jalen Acker struggling from the free throw line.
Agreed.
That was a good West Bend West team. And that was a team that had size, and they just turned it on at the right time for one night, because the next time West Bend West stepped on the floor, your DS team knocked them off. But that's something to be said for the Greater Metro Conference, too.
Correct. I think the Greater Metro Conference is one of the best conferences in the state. The good teams prepare against everybody, and they play really tough non-conference schedules.
As we just talked about with this weekend in Brookfield, Germantown playing Kettle Moraine and Pius.
Yeah. And Kettle Moraine was young last year, and they lost in the sectional final game.
Correct. Coach Hansen.
A very good coach.
Really good coach.
And a good guy.
Great guy. Got to know him back in his days at Pewaukee when I was there, and you're not going to find a nicer guy. 3 on the way. Good, Leah Hess. Under 13 now, 72-13. I think once we get under 12 minutes, or is it 8 minutes? I think it's 8 minutes, my apologies, when you get to the running clock. It changes every year, who knows?
Yeah, it's either 8 or 10.
New on the floor, someone who hasn't played tonight checking in.
She hit it.
Molly Frost from 3.
Happy for her.
There you go, Molly.
It's going to be a lot of fun this year watching Germantown and how they get better every game.
Yeah, I'm curious this weekend what this does. They're going to step on that floor against KM on Saturday, and you don't know if they're going to come out with this type of energy and focus, or are they going to think, man, we're going to roll through everybody again this year? You don't know, because let's face it, something we can talk about till the cows come home. These are teenage girls, and you never know what's going to happen with teenage girls, with teenagers, period.
Right, exactly. Well, you can even talk it in a pro game. If you don't show up to play,
sure,
and somebody shows up, you could go home losing. And I'm sure
Jenna, you went with the wrong hand. I'm going to get on her case. I taught Jenna, and we worked on that. I coached Jenna, I should say. Jenna Bokenauer, number 10 for Tosa West. Gretchen McNeil thought if she just quickly got her feet back, almost looked like a cartoon. Jenna went with her wrong hand, went with the right when she should have gone. Jenna. I'm going to talk to her dad. We coached together. We had a blast.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was our third coach, John Stern. He's the freshman boys coach at Milwaukee Lutheran. We had great offensive rebounding, put back Janessa Keenan. We had such a blast. We had 15 girls. 15 eighth grade girls, coach, is a handful.
That's to say the least, Coach.
And we had we had so much fun with those girls, but we made sure that the three of us had fun for our own sake, for our own sanity's sake. And it was fun with those guys. And, you know, when you're with, and you know what that's like, coaching. It's not the games you miss, it's the relationships. Talk to any player, any coach, they tell you that. And it's something you miss when you're not around it.
Correct. I mean, there's such a bond made between the coaches and players that.
Karina Murphy, offensive rebound, looked inside, kicked out of bounds. Yeah, it's just, I'd give anything to go back to those practices just because we sat there and we laughed. Or the time in between games.
Well, right. It's like.
Ball thrown away, Molly Frost to the hoop.
Nice hustle.
But the hustling back, Gretchen McNeil interrupted that shot. McNeil
that was great.
Broke
hustle.
it up just enough, rolls off the rim.
Well, like you and I, it was Coach Stuvie and I were talking, and I talked about Coach Nowak at Market High, how when I first started coaching, I was amazed how many kids that used to play for him would come back and see him 20 years later.
It's the best.
It
you
is.
Know it. You know it and I know it.
Yeah.
It's the best when those players come back.
Because then you know you touched those kids.
Right. Good hustle play. Murphy just trying to make sure she's all over the place. Going to be a kick. Janessa Keenan getting tied up. Good defensive play.
Yep.
Elise Wendler checking back on the floor. For number 12, Molly Frost.
And I think as a player, if you really believe your coach cares about you, you're going to run through walls for that person.
No doubt.
You know, and I'm not just talking about basketball, school.
Anything.
Everything, you know.
When they're showing up at your house and bringing you your Chick-fil-A lunch out of the blue, it is
correct.
There's nothing. It's it leaves you speechless.
Correct.
34, Olivia Smith, another one that I coached.
Timeout Germantown.
Timeout Germantown. We'll take it with them. You're watching GTV. Back live on GTV. Boys, Ethan Sawyer, Aaron King, Grant, you want to be the halftime entertainment. I shouldn't say always, usually keep our camera on, half court. You have to talk to Mrs. Nerdle about being the halftime entertainment. I don't care who's halftime entertainment. We're up for anybody. Olivia Smith coming away with the rebound. Olivia, another one of mine. If they go I wish they'd go full court pressure, because she got so many deflections on inbounds that she was warned constantly for reaching over, and she never did. We always had film on it. She was so quick on the deflection on inbounds. Bokenauer tied up in the backcourt, comes away with it.
Oh, nice job, McNeil.
Off her foot. Gretchen McNeil's really stepped up. Stay here. Yep. Looked like it was off McNeil's. With the mask on, it definitely looks like Nat.
Oh yeah, and the last possession, she pulled up and did what her sister did a lot. The only difference is her sister hit the shot. And not saying that.
That'll come. Gretchen will knock him down. She ate you guys up last year, remember?
Exactly, she did.
Jenna, we talked about this. Step through, step through. Stepped out of bounds.
Yep.
Step through. Oh, they're going to say it was deflected. They're going to say Tosa West ball. They're going to say a hand on Germantown was standing out of bounds as they deflected it.
Yep.
And Gretchen, we know you have to understand your sister and what she was to the Germantown program. You're your own person, and after tonight, we will do our best to not bring her up in reference to you.
Exactly.
Was that Murphy?
Yes.
All right, 74-18. But be proud of what your sister accomplished, and be proud of who you are as well. So after tonight, it's going to be all Gretchen, not Nat.
Correct. And I'm sorry about that, Gretchen. But your sister's always going to be in the history of Germantown and the state.
Just remember, Gretchen, Natalie ate up DS.
Yes, she did.
Pass. Oh, great pass. Right on cue, Gretchen McNeil to a cutting Paige Robinson. Great touch pass.
I just can't believe.
Good hustle, Olivia.
Germantown's up 76-18 and still flying all over the court. And it's their subs that are on the floor.
It's an experienced bench.
Yes.
Even their JV team, Coach Stuve, that was something when we talked about it. They were 21-1 last year.
Correct. And they lost, in my opinion. Vinny was a really good JV coach for him.
Sure.
And now he's the head coach at Hartford. And
I
can see good things at Hartford coming.
Good luck to him this year. Oh, good cut to the basket. Keenan rolls. Who was open? The roller. Because she set a great screen. 21, Gabby Cox with the ball. That's 2. Kayla Lames. Got to be Labs, right?
Yeah, 2's Labs.
It is, okay. .835, 76. Oh, forgot to give Janessa her 2 on the board. 76-20 our score. McNeil drive, kick, 3 on the way. Oh, good pass,
Nice
McNeil to 32, Lindsay Taylor. Oh, we're going to get a delay of game warning.
That was a really nice pass by McNeil. And the one before was in a transition where she hit the girl going to the basket, and the girl was covered.
Great vision.
Yep.
78-20. Under 8 now. We'll see if they have the running clock or not. Allie posting up. I love it. Luna. Down the lane.
Oh,
Good
nice
pass. Smith. Rattle. Get in there. Nope. Put it up. Ball comes. That was a double dribble. I'm glad they didn't call it. Good pass. Look to shoot that, Janessa. Wendler. Ooh, behind the back. Little fanciness. Lost it. 3 on the way. Oh, back iron. The whole bench stood up. The whole bench is still standing after that three. This team is together. You got to love it. Luna to the hoop and finishing. Good, strong finish. Haley Lauritsen let it fly, and the whole bench immediately stood up, and they stayed standing that whole possession.
Which says a lot about their team.
Little
up
floater,
again.
Gabby Cox.
And the bench is up again.
Gabby wearing Amber Ishii's number 21. So weird seeing 21 and not being Ishii. Elise just lost it. You'll get used to it. It's okay. Different speed, different strength, different everything. And it is a running clock. We're at 6.5 left. Probably won't see any more timeouts.
Well, if Stuvie calls a timeout, we'll give him a hard time.
I would imagine it'd only be a substitution timeout.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Kicked out of bounds. It'll stay there. Olivia, deflection. That's my girl. Checking back in, Janessa Runyon for 32. Elise Wendler. Under 6 now. Oh, she was open. Missed her late. And you'll get used to that. Gretchen made a great V cut and was wide open. And Gabby Cox at the time was looking left. By the time she saw it, it was a little too late.
Ooh, nice deflection.
Cox cut off. Kick it out. Deflected. Luna. Have it. 3 on the way. No good. McNeil deflected out of
Nice
bounds. That should be
hustle.
off Olivia Smith. It is. Way to keep battling, Olivia.
That's a good sign. Tosa West doesn't quit.
Nope.
I mean, which is
Coach Katz.
Exactly. A tribute to the coach.
And the kids. Don't forget
Correct.
the kids.
I agreed with that. Thank you for reminding me.
Carrie Newcomer checking in. A W7 favorite. Sweep, drive to the hoop, and finish! Haley Lauritsen. It's 82-22. Turnover. Boy, McNeil seems to find a great pass again. Up ahead, Cox rattles in the bench up. I love that. When the end of the bench, those that are just stepping on the floor and the rest of the team is fired up. Luna 3.
Whoa.
Teammates knocked each other down. You'll take 2 going for it versus none.
Exactly.
In volleyball, when that happens and everybody's boxing out and nobody goes for the ball and it hits the floor, that is a campfire. Oh, Olivia, take your time. Look at her. She's angry.
Yep.
84-22, 3:45 left. So our next game on GTV is a part of the Brookfield Central Thanksgiving Shootout. Let's see, Friday, it's Germantown and Kettle Moraine at around 3 o'clock. And then on Saturday, Pius will take on Germantown at 4:30. So those are the next 2 Germantown games.
Those will be good games.
Absolutely.
I mean, because both McGuanago and Pius have a great tradition when it comes to girls basketball.
We want to get the next game back here, and it'll be...
Is it Friday?
It is not. It is Tuesday. Somebody hit, who hit that 3? Let's give them their props. Did you see?
I didn't. I was looking at you.
Well, we want to give props. It'll be
Pick somebody, coach.
at, get this one, it'll be at home against BC.
Ooh.
Coach Satiros joining Coach Liebel's staff, so a couple of favorites joining up. Coach, I found out who hit the three.
Who?
It was TT. Number 13, Taylor Tagliavia.
Excellent.
We
Thank you, Coach.
We want to give them their props. So what you do, you go ask
Somebody.
You go ask one of their teammates. 3 on the way. Cox rattled, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Atta girl, Allie.
So Germantown's next 3 games could be pretty good ones.
Wendler, no good.
Oh, next 4 games because they have DS on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got a great schedule, Coach. As the clock winds down, we are at about a minute and a half left, 84-25. If you're looking for a W7 player of the game, a GTV player of the game, as Gary said during our opening kickoff, that's going to be kind of a TBD type thing. And in talking to Coach Stuve, it's not that we don't want to do it. We will give what we will do is we will talk about our player of the game and go from there. But with the COVID situation, we don't want to bring anybody over. There might be a time where we actually do, and we'll have them on the other side of the glass, but that's going to be uncomfortable for both of us. It's something we're going to work on that. I'm going to watch how Gary does it. We'll probably do it, but in talking to Coach Stuve, what I want to do is we're going to give them their props, and we will try to maybe talk to them before their next game, see what their thoughts are, let them know. And hopefully they go back and watch us, and they mute us until the end. How about that?
There you go.
30 seconds left. Real easy one would be KK Arnold. She came out and set the tone, but you know what? I'm going to give it to Natalie Paulskill. It was KK doing a lot of that, but it was Paulskill, the dirty work, and she really set the tone with KK, and what a game. Career high, I think we last checked, 17 points. Backdoor cutter and finished. Annie Clyer.
18 she ended up with, Coach. And
career high 18 points for Natalie Paulskill.
And Arnold had 23.
So there it is, our final score from Germantown High School. Germantown 84, Tosa West 27. It's going to get better for Tosa West, and it's going to get harder and much more difficult and a lot worse for Germantown.
Without a doubt.
Because that's what basketball is. There's our schedule for this weekend. We hope you'll join us. 17 games on the W7 networks. But as for us, thank you to the Germantown community and setting us up. Mrs. Unerdal, thank you so much. Coach Stuve, it's probably the last time we should thank him this year. I've thanked him a lot. I'm done.
You've been a nice guy.
Thank you so much. You've been watching GTV for Coach Ron Gavinsky. I am Ed Rowie. Come watch us on Saturday. 17 games across the networks. You've been watching GTV. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone. Sit back, relax, eat some turkey, watch some football, and check in with us on Friday. Watch some basketball. Have a great Thanksgiving.